chatty today.
Spoon need a gavel.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Got no press.
Hey. All right. All right, we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. Today is February 3rd. Welcome to the meeting of the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. On my left is Commissioner Bill Rippon, representing District 1, and on my right is Commissioner Kevin Cook, representing District 2. I'm Aaron Mays. I'm the chair this year, representing District 3. First item, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
We have several items on the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. I just might note number F, under Public Works. I don't have an objection to it, but just noting that this does give the Public Works Director the ability to fill all road and bridge maintenance 1 positions without needing to come to the County Commission on each one of those items. And so I don't have an objection to that for that type of position. If this was a much higher position, I think those still need to come before the Commission. But I think that if you have departments that have lower positions that need filled, we should give those department heads the authority to do that. And so.
Correct, and that was why I added that to the consent agenda. These are positions that are already created. They're not creating new positions. They're not a change in pay scale or anything like that. So I feel like there's some turnover. Rather than having Kirk come to us every single time. So,
but if this was a supervisory position, if this was an assistant director position or something higher, I would still want that to come to before the commission. But
okay.
No, I don't have any objection, and I second the motion.
Okay, great. We've got a motion by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk. Number 1, there are no vouchers today. Number 2, consider correction orders.
Okay, I would move that we approve the correction orders.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, Public Works. Number 1, consider approval of a project budget, Southeast Croco Road pavement replacement from I-470 bridge to I-70 bridge, 2 northbound lanes plus the shoulder at an estimated cost of $447,924.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Neos, Director of Public Works. I've been before you with this project before. We're to the point where we've got plan development far enough along that I'm here asking for an approved project budget because we'd like to move this project toward a letting. The contract indicates that I think we're looking at maybe a May letting. Yeah, May. Pardon me. We're having a letting in Wednesday, April 6th. Work would start May 9th. This work involves removing the northbound lanes and shoulder pavement that is there existing between the 2 bridges, one bridge over I-70, one bridge over the Turnpike. And we would completely take that pavement out, take it all the way down to its base, rebuild the base, and put new pavement back. We'll do alternate bids for our asphalt and concrete. And then once the bids are in, we'll take the lowest best bid for concrete, the lowest best bid for asphalt, and then we'll decide which material we want to go with. Questions?
Any questions?
2.
Commissioner Cook.
1, this does not affect the bridges, so we're not interacting with KDOT on either of these projects.
Correct.
And then the second is, why just bid out the northbound lane as opposed to the entire section of Croco on northbound and southbound lanes?
That's a good question, Kevin. Quite frankly, part of it's money. I'm going to pay for this out of our operational funds for 2022, and I don't think I have enough money in my operational budget to pay for both sides. Also, this is, if we concentrate on just the northbound lanes, we can do this work under traffic, 1 lane in each direction. The northbound traffic will be pushed over to the left, and the southbound traffic will utilize the Cypress and Sycamore ramps with Rice Road, and so we'll be able to accomplish the work under traffic. Really, that's the only reason, but mainly because I couldn't afford to do both of them.
I don't object to doing the one lane at a time. I think that's good for the traffic flow and, I mean, trying to keep traffic moving. I just, I don't know that the price of concrete or asphalt is going to go down in the next foreseeable future. And if
And it
we're
may-
able to lock in a bid now.
Sure, and Kevin, it might be a while before we have to do the southbound lanes. Yes, there's some joints there that are in trouble, but they're not near as bad as what we're having in that northbound section.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions. I'd move for approval.
Well, I do
Okay,
have one
sure.
question real quick. Kurt, I know that statewide there was some discussion about if the turnpike is responsible for bridges that run over the turnpike.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
But their responsibility ends at the approach slabs or at the end of the guardrail. Anything attached to the bridge is their responsibility. The pavement between the bridges is county responsibility.
okay, good. Thanks for the clarification. I will second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Mays. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B2, consider authorization and execution of contract C49-2022 with Cook Flat and Strobel, PA, to provide professional design and construction engineering services for repairs to the Stormontville Event Center Service Drive and Shawnee County Extension Office parking area at a cost not to exceed $9,700 utilizing the general fund.
Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works. This is a real simple project in theory. It takes care of the service drive that's between the Expo Center and the Domer Arena. And then at the north end, where it ties in at Western, it takes care of the Shawnee County Extension Office parking area. It'll involve, I'm sure, maybe some asphalt and concrete patching work, an asphalt mill and overlay. So this is a real simple project, and so I'm asking for approval of that design and construction inspection contract.
I guess I'm, just for clarification, is this is going to be a public works project then and not a Stormontville Event Center?
Well, the
leading
funding
that,
for
or-
this project will come out of the general fund. I guess I'm involved because I was asked to be involved, and I don't mind. I'm glad to administer this project. I guess, I don't know if you'd call it a public works project. It's a county project that I'm assisting on.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks for your help. Any other questions? Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next
Thank
item,
you.
please. Thank you, Kurt.
Item C, Counselor, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C50-2022, a memorandum of understanding with the City of Topeka for the development and operation of the Kansas River Levee Trail.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Crouch, Shawnee County Counselor. I've been working with Commissioner Rippon on this project, so I'm going to let him describe more about the project itself. And if I can get the picture open here. Let's see here. Okay. So that's the trail project, and I'll defer to Commissioner Rippon to describe what all of this is. Before you for consideration this morning is an MOU, a draft MOU with the City of Topeka, where we've sat down with the City of Topeka and spelled out who would be responsible for each portion of the project. It doesn't commit to a project timeline. It doesn't commit to spending a certain amount of money. It's just an outline for the City of Topeka and Shawnee County as to if and when this project is developed and moved forward, which party would be responsible for what piece of the project. This will be, if adopted by the Board of County Commissioners, this will then be presented to the interim city manager for approval. And I'll be quiet at this point and stand for questions and let Commissioner Rippon sort of describe what's going on.
Let me use that cursor.
Sure. I'll move out of the way.
It's a little long, but I get some glasses, I can see what. You know, this section of trail has been on the trail master plan for 20 years. The part we are, boy. Okay, the part we're looking at is this yellow stretch that goes right along the river here. It's about a 2-mile stretch, and it goes from Topeka Boulevard, not far from the Great Overland Station, which could be like a trailhead, and goes all the way out to the weir. If I can go back to that. This stretch, I wanted to do this one first. It involves the city, since they own the levee, and we would just be using the top of the levee. They'd be responsible for all the maintenance on the levee, any construction, the sides of it, the ramps, the drives, all that is the city's responsibility. All we're looking at is maybe doing some improvements to the surface and anything we might do down our trailheads in the way of a bench or some trash cans or something like that. The next phase would be from the weir out to like Sunflower Soccer. Now this would require a different MOU, not only with the city, but this would involve the state of Kansas, since we'd be going underneath 75 highway. I cannot get this cursor to do what I want it to do. But anyway, it's on the far right part. The other parts of the trail it's more levee that goes around. Let me see if I can get this cursor moving. It's just all over the place. This green line going out along, it follows the Kansas River, and all the way out to where the New Soldier Creek Channel drops into the Kansas River, and then you could follow the dike system on the New Soldier Creek Channel, and then follow the Old Soldier Creek Channel, which I cannot get the cursor to move. There we go. And go underneath 24 Highway and link up with Soldier Creek Trail, which is the magenta or the pink colored on the map. You can see you can start to create some pretty good loops and whatnot. But for right now, this is the first phase, and we're looking at about a 2-mile stretch. I think there'll be some funding available. It's from several sources. There's Sunflower Foundation grants. There's State of Kansas Wildlife and Park Recreational Trail grants. And in fact, one grant could be used as a match for the other. So we could probably get this done fairly reasonable. And but this MOU just gives us, it just lays out the groundwork to do the trail, to produce it, and do any construction we need to do. So that's it. Do you have any questions about it?
Any questions?
I just got a couple for Jim. Just to clarify, this first MOU that we're dealing with, we are not working with any water districts. The levee does not touch with any other water districts like we would have in other areas of the levee system.
No, and as Commissioner Rippon said, this portion deals with the city of Topeka, and any issues with the Corps of Engineers or anything like that, the city of Topeka would coordinate before any work would be done. But no, this does not impact any of the levee districts.
The memorandum of understanding does a good job of outlining who is responsible for which parts of this agreement. But I do have a question on page 2, under levee maintenance. It says top surface, responsible party, county. What is top surface? Because if we go down farther, it says under levee repair, city or U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And so what exactly does top surface mean?
That would just probably be a limestone screening that we'd put on and grade at the top.
Well, and we have that farther down at the bottom. It says top dressing and grading trail surface with limestone county. And so if we could have some further definition of what top surface means, because I don't want the county to get obligated by ambiguity as to we're going to be addressing anything on the top that's not a major improvement or repair of the levee.
I can tell you that the city was very adamant that they wanted to stay in control of the levy itself.
But just if there's some clarification for
Sure.
the word top surface, I don't know if there's a better way to describe what top
Yeah.
surface is.
We did have something for major construction too, I think, in there, that would be part of the city or
Yeah.
the core. Yeah, this is just the top dressing. I don't know how we could
Well, then-
delineate that a little.
Then I don't know that it's
But-
necessary, because we do have top dressing at the bottom of that section under levee maintenance, where it says top dressing and grading trail surface with limestone. So if it is duplicative, we can remove the top one that says top surface.
If you want to strike that,
Okay.
we can strike that in the version we have right now,
I-
because there are two other places where it discusses trail surface county under major improvements, right below that.
Right.
It's one of those things where I think both sides understand what we're talking about, but it's a very good point on your part. Let's just go ahead and strike that, and that'll make it even more clear
I mean,
that we're
5
talking
years from
about.
now, we may have different city council, different county commissioners, and different county councilor, different clerk, and different parks director, and everybody be different. No one knows what exactly it was. Except for Cindy Beck. Cindy Beck will be here for at least another.
Just clarification.
I'd be mummified by then.
So what we would do is, we will just have the chair draw a line through that if you approve the contract,
Okay.
we'll have a chair draw a line through that line
And I would move,
and initial it.
to make sure it's clear, I would move to amend the memorandum of understanding to strike the top surface under levee maintenance amenity.
Okay, so just to clarify, your motion is to approve the memorandum of understanding with that edit?
I would, yes, so.
Okay,
I can second that.
okay. Commissioner Rippon seconds. Before we vote though, Jim, just to make sure, the city of Topeka hasn't approved this yet, though.
They have
So it's
not.
starting with us.
They have seen it.
If they somehow disagree with our edits, then we'll be back here
Sure.
next week. So, okay, or sometime. Go ahead.
Chair, we did run this by the Park Advisory Board as well, and we got their thumbs up on it, so.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And just for clarification, maybe Commissioner Rippon, as we start this is the first step of utilizing the levee system. And I know that in the past, the Army Corps of Engineers has had some hesitation about people being on the levee, but this is again with some blessing from the Army Corps or the city of Topeka.
We work through the city who works with the Corps, so they're kind of the go-between with the Corps. So we don't work directly with them, but they do have the final say of what happens on the levee. But Jim, do you?
Well, I think your question is, or the point you're trying to make is, the city will work with the Corps.
Right.
They already work with the Corps, they'll
Right.
work with the Corps. Any final plan would have to be approved by the Corps, will be submitted by the city to the Corps. So we won't be doing anything unless they approve it.
And the city does have the right to shut down the trail in the event of danger situations like high water, flood conditions, things like that. You can shut it down, so.
And at some point in the future, I mean, would you envision being able to utilize the levee system all the way out to Silver Lake or Rossville or?
Well, we have that on the master plan. The levee system changes drastically when you get on the west side. When you're on the west side of 75 Highway, it becomes an agricultural levee. And it's not very high. It's about like this. There's not much there. But I think it would be great to just follow the river all the way to Silver Lake at some point. But right now, I mean, if we could just get the levees within the city, that would be great, or, well, that are adjacent to the city.
I
that would be
mean,
great.
I know that presently, a person riding their bicycle on Highway 24 would not be a very safe endeavor.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No, and then also, I believe there are a lot of restrictions that the Corps of Engineers has about, modifications that could be made to the levee. You can't dig down into it, and no motorized vehicles and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. as
They don't
well,
want any
so.
penetrations or planting of trees on the levee, and that's all pretty well spelled out by them,
Yeah,
so.
okay. Great, we've got a motion made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Next item, please.
Item D, Facilities Management. Number 1, consider approval of request to utilize the contingency fund for an amount not to exceed $3,700 for sound system repairs at Maynard Conference Center and authorization and execution of contract C51-2022 with SciTech Media Systems for same.
Good morning, Commissioners. The staff out at the hotel in Maynard Conference Center reached out to me stating that they've been having a number of events out there and the sound system has not been cooperating with them. So we asked SciTech to take a look at it. There are 2 amplifiers. One is original to the building and no longer works and cannot be fixed, as to speak. The second amplifier is well within its life and can be sent off to the company to be repaired. So this proposal is to do that, to send the one that can be salvaged off to be repaired, and while it's being repaired, to rent an amp to replace it until it comes back, and then also go in and do some repair to some wiring. I stand for any questions.
Okay. Any questions for Nelda?
No?
All right.
Move for approval.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Mays. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Nelda. Next item, please.
Item E, Commission. Number 1, acknowledge that Commissioner Mays is reappointing Jeanette Johnson to the Shawnee County Planning Commission.
So we do have 4 appointments today. Would you guys be all right with doing them as one item?
Yes, be fine.
Okay.
Okay. Item 2, reflect that Commissioner Rippon is appointing John Hunter to the Riverfront Authority Board as his representative. Number 3, acknowledge that Commissioner Rippon is reappointing Tyler Tenbrick to the Shawnee County Planning Commission. And 4, acknowledge that Commissioner Rippon is appointing Ken Corbett to the Shawnee County Planning Commission.
Okay. Any questions, comments on any of this?
I just note that I did speak with the county councilor regarding the appointment of State Representative Ken Corbett to the Planning Commission and that there's no statutory prohibition on that.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, and I would move that we approve the 4 items here.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 5, public comment.
Okay, I know of one person at least who's here from the public that would like to speak today, so, Sean?
Thank you, Commissioner. Sean Dixon, President of Visit Topeka. I don't have a formal presentation for you or anything today. Really, I just come here to say tomorrow we cut a ribbon on Sue the T-Rex experience at the Great Overland Station, kicking off Topeka Dino Days, which only 6 months ago was kind of a weird dream to see. Maybe we could do this, maybe not. And a lot of things had to fall into place to get this done, and a lot of people had to work really hard on that. So I wanted to come here today just to recognize you guys and thank you for your support of this activation. It couldn't have happened without you, but your incredible staff has really made this thing possible and done some amazing things. So everyone from Jim to Tim Laurent, all the way down to Randy and Susan and Mike, but in particular, the team that's been working at the Overland Station has been doing some incredible stuff. And really the only thing I have to show today is a photograph of them working in there. Hopefully you can see this okay. This is a mixture of the county team and the Field Museum team from Chicago hoisting over their heads the backbone for the Triceratops display as part of this experience. They've been working really, really hard in that building for the last 2 weeks and doing some incredible work, working through a blizzard yesterday and not losing a step. And it's looking phenomenal in there. So before we get to tomorrow and all of the advertising imagery takes over and the social media takes over, I just want to take a moment today to come here and recognize that amazing team and this image for all the work they're doing, and to thank you again for your support.
Sean, I understand you're having training tonight for dinosaur docents?
Yes, so I mean, again, it's that team. John Bell is heading that up, but he has been able to staff up with temporary staff and other people. So tonight is their final run-through.
If you're interested in being a dinosaur docent, you can go tonight at 5 and.
Absolutely, I'd reach out. I think there was a way to reach through the county site maybe, but I mean, John Bell's in charge over there. But yeah, they are looking for volunteers, and they've posted that to social media, so there's information available. But so far, so good. A lot of people want to work with dinosaurs.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sean. I got a chance to go up there last week, and it was busier than a beehive in there. It was pretty wild how much they were doing, so can't wait. Look really excited for it.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else from the public wishing to speak today? Okay, next item, please.
Item 6, administrative communications.
Okay, this is an opportunity for our department heads to speak, or any employees. So, all right, Stephanie.
Good morning, Commissioners. Stephanie Kuhlman, Shawnee County Commission Office. The January County Connection newsletter will be posted this morning. It's very easy to find. You'll go to our Shawnee County website, www.snco.us. Up at the top, there's some drop-down menus that say Departments, select Commission. At the Commission homepage, click on the link that says Newsletter. It'll take you right to it. The morning of January 6th, 2022, at about 3:30 in the morning, 2 Shawnee County juvenile detention officers, Mustafa and Garner, they saw a fire at 10th and Madison. And they reported this to their supervisor, Sergeant Hockenbarger. Emergency services were contacted through the control center, and Mustafa, Garner, Cunningham, and Sergeant Hockenbarger responded to the scene. There were no indications of any victims in the vehicle that was on fire, so the staff backed away for safety until Topeka Fire Department arrived. So thank you guys for your quick actions and bravery. Shawnee County milestones are employees that are celebrating work anniversaries in January, and these are in increments of 5 years. John Morgan with the clerk's office had 20 years in January with Shawnee County. Jolie Charles, planning department, 25 years. Someone we know, sitting in the room,
I told
Cindy
you, if I
Beck,
stay too long, I'll be mad.
county clerk, 25 years. Congratulations. We also have Kathy Ortega from the Health Department, 30 years, and Tina Barrett in the appraiser's office with 30 years. So thank you all for your service to Shawnee County. Topeka Dino Days, Sue the T-Rex Experience, starting us off at the Great Overland Station tomorrow. Get your tickets at topekadinodays.com. Our February upcoming events, pretty much just all normal commission meetings. We do have this Saturday, the Household Hazardous Waste Saturday event. I have a little reminder there on the 14th for the men to get something special for your... February is Project Topeka month. If your department would like to host a fundraiser, such as like a donut sale, a bake sale, pizza sale, I will be glad to help. Just let me know. Department of Corrections has your lunch taken care of on Friday, February 18th. For $5, your choice of 4 beef tacos, dessert, and a drink. Or again for $5, a large fish sandwich, chips, dessert, and a drink. This will take place at the Adult Detention Center lobby, located at 501 Southeast 8th. This is open to the public, and again, the proceeds benefit Project Topeka. Start collecting your gently used or new items for our annual Project Topeka auction. It will go live on Wednesday, February 23rd at 9 a.m., and we will end this on February 25th at noon. All departments, we'd like to carry on the tradition. We've been doing this where all departments are encouraged to donate a basket of items, like a themed item, service. I have some examples down here from past auctions for ideas. The auction is only open to Shawnee County and courts employees, though. It's not open to the public. If you have any questions, call or email me. I'll be glad to help. There will be more information about the auction sent out today through email. So you can check out more stories in the January County Connection.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie. And I will vouch for the Department of Corrections food sales. So if you've not had an opportunity to take advantage of their food there, go for it. Anyone else wishing to speak today? All right, Commissioner Rippon.
You know, I got in on an interesting project the other day. They were building I don't know what the official term was, a wigwam or a wickiup, but we were making a house that was been typical of the Potawatomi Indians or the Sac and Fox Indians in this area. The framework was bent branches of a silver maple covered with native grasses, and it's not finished yet, but it's getting close. They still have the bark to put on the outside, but it was just fun to get involved. There were a lot of good volunteers, and it was a fun day.
And that's at Old Prairie Town?
Old Prairie Town.
Oh, great. Can't wait to see it. Commissioner Cook?
Just looking forward to the Dino Days kickoff tomorrow, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't have anything to add to that. So next item, please.
Item 7, executive session.
All right, we do not have a need for an executive session today, so we are adjourned.